Welcome to the special meeting of the Recreation and Parks Commission. Calling this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Stolnak?
Present.
Commissioner Lubes? Present. Commissioner Cavagnolo?
Well done, present.
Yes. Vice Chairperson Watson is absent. Chairperson Moda?
I am here, thank you. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? No name on it tonight, so I'll take it. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public communication related to city business only and a 5-minute limit per person. Anyone? Chris?
Hello, Chris Edom, El Segundo resident, 13 years. I'm here to speak on behalf of the community about the skate park. I wanted to thank Allie and the whole subcommittee for really getting this going, and I know it's been kind of a gap with the summer, and we're back at it. I've seen all the options. I was actually at the Teen Center last Friday, and they were talking about the options. They had it printed out and everything, and they had discussed with me, and they discussed with themselves that they really liked option 3 because it brings the play space from the back of the park up to the front. They said nobody uses that space. We'll call it the north side of the basketball court. So pretty much everybody wants to have the basketball court slanted, going along the fence, opening up that front spot so you can put tents up. You can have like an entrance, not to mention like if you're coming down the ADA ramp with a wheelchair, you won't be dumped right out in the basketball court. The basketball court will be shifted in option 3, so you have like a nice landing spot. It gives more room to the skate park, which will bring, more people. We also have the Olympics coming, so maybe having a nicer, bigger skate park. Not saying that if we go with option 1, it's going to be a bad skate park. I'm just saying the layout-wise, it just makes more sense to have an open area right at the front instead of pushing it towards the back. And I believe that's it, yeah. So go for option 1, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Seeing no others, we'll close public communication.
Yes.
And now we'll go on to new business unless Allie has any response.
I just wanted to make sure, option 1 or option 3? Were you interested?
Option 3.
3, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's why I wanted to just clarify. Thank you for that.
That's what I got out of that also.
Yes.
Okay. New business, skate park and teen center renovation conceptual designs.
Yes, good evening, Honorable Chair and members of the Commission. Well, this has been a long journey to get where we are this evening. I did want to thank all of the staff and the consultants and all the community members who have taken the time to really thoughtfully put together some plans for this renovation. As everybody knows, it's a very hot topic in this community. There's a lot of debate around what's best and what's going to be best. And I think tonight you're going to hear enough information, hopefully, that you'll be able to make a recommendation to the City Council on which option you would prefer as a commission. I will also bring forward the recommendation from the Renovation Committee as well, and the feedback from both bodies so that the council can make an informed decision. I did want to thank you for your patience over the summer. I know it was frustrating for a lot of people. There were a lot of meetings, and meetings changed and meetings canceled or moved. And, between the 3 voting bodies giving feedback, that's 15 people, staff, consultants, that we were trying to work on schedules. So it was very challenging. People had a lot of vacations, which is understandable. But staff were really diligent in trying to keep this moving forward. So I do appreciate your patience. And I'm glad we're here this evening. And I'm going to actually turn the presentation over to our recreation manager, Linnea Palmer. She's going to be taking the lead on this project moving forward. I'll be there to assist, of course, and advise. But she's done a great job, I think, in pulling some information together this evening that will help you. Also, we have Public Works Director Elias Sassoon here. So at the end of the presentation, if you have specific questions related to drainage and things like that, he's here to help.
Are we okay to ask questions during the presentation? or
Yes,
should we
that's
hold?
perfectly
Okay,
fine.
Thank you.
If you're okay with that, Chair? Or how would you prefer to do it?
Let's get through
Okay,
let's go through it, let her get everything out, and then you can go back and,
so jot down your questions and maybe which slide, and then we can go back. Okay,
Sure.
thank you, Chair.
Good evening, Commissioners. On August 31st, 2022, a joint meeting of the City Council and Recreation and Parks Commission was held at the Joslin Center to consider options for moving ahead with park updates. At the meeting, the City Council and the Recreation and Parks Commission directed staff to retain the existing layout of Recreation Park while making needed upgrades using a phased approach. This would include making a series of renovations and updates to each facility or amenity over time as funding is available. The first element identified in Phase 1 improvements in the renovation is the Teen Center and Teen Plaza. This would include interior renovation and cosmetic exterior improvements to the existing Teen Center building, renovation of the Teen Plaza, new skate park, new multi-use court, parking lot renovations to incorporate drop-off and accessibility improvements. Regarding the skate park, there has been discussion among the council about the possibility of relocating the skate park to another site within Recreation Park. However, after surveying the teens, the park renovation subcommittee, and you all, it was determined that there was no support for moving the skate park to the outside of the teen plaza. Consultants were tasked with providing options for the teen plaza. 1, keeping the exact footprint of the skate park while leaving the basketball court as is. Keeping the same footprint on the skate park while updating the basketball court area. And 3, reconfiguring the basketball court to allow for an expanded size skate park. Today, we are asking the Commission for guidance on which design layout they prefer for the Teen Plaza. The Teen Center update is still in progress and will be presented at a future meeting after putting on a community workshop. Once one of the 3 options are chosen, our consultants will be able to produce renderings of the skate park and outdoor plaza for community feedback. Displayed in front of you is option 1. This option has no change in court dimensions, no change in court orientation, and no new basketball poles. We would be adding joint filler where there is exposed soil to seal, resurface asphalt, restripe, and add new backstops. After meeting with the Park Renovation Committee and Recreation staff that currently and previously worked at the Teen Center, we did not find anyone who was in favor of this option. Advantages found in this design were cost savings and the ability to reuse existing facilities. In this option, staff would have the ability to keep the non-regulation court sizing in the basketball court. Disadvantages included prohibiting the open building connections as the roll-up doors would not be possible due to grading changes. Continued poor orientation of the basketball court to building limits skate park area and flow, and constraint of entry plaza to street connection with the ramp area continuing to be tight. In option 2, the following changes are presented. Court is reduced in width to meet junior high regulation. Center line of court moves north towards the fence line. Poles and backboards move to new center line position. There will be new court surface, poles, and backboards. Overall, the court itself will be reduced by 442 square feet. This is due to an 8-foot decrease in width, but a 3-foot gain in length. And the skate park footprint would be increased by 480 square feet. Additional area realized is used for seating, access, and skate park, improvements to seating and spectator areas, complete demo of outdoor space while preserving the perimeter retaining walls. Staff who favored this option were in support due to the extra space on the north side for canopies and score tables for events, and the ability to offer more flexible outside programming options. Advantages were the following: the allowance of an open building connection from interior to exterior and improvements to entry into plaza from both the street and below parking lot. Disadvantages included a cost increase, limited skate park area and flow, and a poor orientation of basketball court to building, as any missed shot would go in the direction of the open facility. Option 3 includes the same court dimensions changes. Court rotates north towards the fence line. Court center line changes position, moving poles and backboards. New court surfacing, poles, and backboards. Area for skate park would then be increased by 557 square feet. Additional area realized is used for seating, access, and skate park, new seating and spectator areas, landing pad upon south entrance to allow for more of a plaza entry for events, larger platform between the teen center and court, and complete demo of exterior space. Staff who favored this option felt the rotation of the court would work better with the roll-up doors. They agreed that the additional skate park square footage would make for less collisions in the skate park and allow for more room for skating events. They felt a larger skate park would bring in greater following of differing ages and would create a destination for older teens. Advantages to the design included maximizing the open building connection to the teen plaza and plaza to street connection, maximizing skate park area and flow, and improved the orientation of the basketball court to building. The disadvantages of this design are the cost increase and the close proximity of north parking lot entrance to the court. Next slide. MIG has provided the following price estimations for the exterior of the teen plaza. In demolition, you can see a $30,000 increase from option 1 to option 2 and 3. The $30,000 difference is due to having less demo of the court, but still needing to protect the floor. The skate park cost increases, this is the square footage increases. The basketball court increases in cost from having to fill and resurface in option 1 to leveling and resurfacing in option 2 and 3. Site development changes in all three as the square footage around the perimeter of the court differs. Site development encompasses concrete paving, seat walls, stairs, fencing, furnishings such as drinking fountains, bikes, trash, and lighting. In all three options, stormwater treatment, ADA ramping, and parking all stay the same. Prior to this meeting, these options were brought to the Park Renovation Committee, where the vote was 4-1 in favor of option 2. In front of previous teen center staff, where the vote was 3-2 in favor of option 2, and in front of current teen center staff with a vote of 4-2 in favor of option 3. After we hear your feedback tonight, I will be taking the options to the Teen Advisory Committee on Monday and the City Council on September 17th. That concludes my presentation on the three options for the Teen Center Plaza. Staff are available and would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for that. Okay.
Chair Moda, if I may,
Please.
I did notice another member of the public come in. I don't know if you wanted to pause and reopen public comment to allow that person to speak. Just observing. Okay, great. Mhm.
I would have no problem with that.
Okay.
Okay. Ally, did you want to add anything to that report?
No, I think you did a great job, Linnea, in summing up a lot of feedback that's been received over many years. I will say, Linnea asked if I wanted to share my opinion, and I do. I think it's important. As the director of the department, I've been in a lot of these meetings. I've talked with a lot of people as well. And I'll just share a quick story that kind of highlights why I really suggest that we move forward with option 3. I was down on Main Street grabbing Subway one evening, and there were a bunch of teenagers in there grabbing food, teenage boys. And I just started chatting with them and asked them, they live in town. Yes. I said, oh, do you guys go to the teen center? And they said, oh, no. And I said, really, why not? And they said, well, that's a bunch of middle schoolers that hang out there. And they said, we don't hang out at the teen center. It's just, And I said, well, what about the skate park? And they said, oh, no, skate park's, well, lame and, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, we're considering some renovations to the skate park. Do you think if the skate park were improved, I didn't say made bigger or larger footprint, I just said if we made some improvements, do you think that would bring in kids that are closer to your age? And they said yes. And that's my belief, is that I think the skate park is, there isn't a million people at the skate park. There just isn't. But I think that's because it's not a great skate park. And just in my professional career, I think that skate parks bring in an element of older high school students and younger college-age students that are really hard to get into programming. And I think it's an amenity that's very needed in this community. And I think Rec Park provides a lot of passive areas for folks to gather and play, including teens. So that's my feedback But of course, I'll support whatever recommendation the commission and the council
Okay,
move forward with.
thank you. I have one, going back to your report, and I'm sure there's going to be more. What did you say the park renovation subcommittee recommendation was?
You were 4-1,
On what option?
option 2.
Option one is what it was.
It was option 1?
It was option.
With revisions,
It
was kind of a combo.
two, because the option 2 had concrete.
Concrete.
Correct,
But with option 1's dimensions.
right,
Or
Yes.
the same thing, option 1's dimensions, but with concrete.
right.
Got it.
So it was like.
Okay.
Kind of a combo.
So, it,
Yeah, I think I was confused with just wanting to know the dimensions of the difference for the skate
So I
park.
wanna-
My bad.
That's important, because the dimensions subcommittee was clear 4-1 vote, was the dimensions stay the same. That
Of the
was,
basketball court?
of the play area.
Okay, that full area, where.
That whole area, yeah,
The court and the play area.
The blacktop.
yeah. Blacktop, yeah. That was a good, thank you for that clarification.
with option one, there is no new concrete. Option one as we see it up here.
Right, that's why it's the combo.
And did we get the answer on the pricing for that?
I did not.
Okay.
Would imagine it
Well, the
would be
pricing is
somewhere
a little
between-
bit-
Yeah,
A little bit crazy because
It'll be closer to two.
the reason that 3 is barely more than 2 is because we're not redoing it. All the cost is gonna go into the skate park and not into 3. So this is just the court portion, right? So it's a kind of apples and oranges on that
right.
screen. It's saying, we're only, on option 3, we're only redoing 2/3 of the area, not the whole amount. See what I'm saying?
And keep in mind, these are rough order of magnitude
Right,
costs.
I got you.
So, I just want to keep that in mind.
Who wants to go first?
I usually go first, but
Okay.
I think maybe this time I should go last.
Okay.
All right.
I know Julie and Mark might not have seen the design or asked questions
Yep.
also. So if you have any questions or need some
That's-
explanation on some of the pieces, I'd be happy to do my best on explaining.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
You want to go? Or-
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
So first off, thanks, Linnea. This is helpful because all I've seen so far is just what we got in the packet. So getting your context is really helpful. A couple questions because I missed it, or really one question. For option 2, the size of the skate park changes in what manner? I couldn't tell if it was increase or decrease. I heard crease.
It was an increase.
Okay.
Let's see. It was,
So I was
Thank
wondering
you.
something. Yeah. Okay.
Skate park footprint would increase by 480, and the court itself would be reduced by 442.
yes.
It's getting smaller in width, but 3 feet longer in length.
Got it. Thank you. And in option 1, is there a reason why we can't pull some of the fence back? It seems like that was a limiting factor for entry that was discussed, whereas the other ones don't have fence all the way to the building. Is there an issue there?
No, that shouldn't be an issue.
No,
Yeah, okay.
Supposed to be like that.
Okay.
It goes all the way to the building and all.
yes.
It has to.
Okay, even with the plaza there. Yes, okay. So, all right, because then the plaza becomes maybe a little less useful too if there's a fence between it and the, okay. That's all I have for now. I'm really looking forward to hearing what the rest of the commission has to say, so, thank you.
Julie.
My feeling has always been with the teen center, and I was never one that hung out at the teen center growing up. But my feeling with the teen center has always been, the teen center has always been ripped off for years. Teen center has always been kind of an embarrassment in the city. The teen center has always gotten the leftovers. The teen center has always been kind of the forgotten child. And since I have been on the commission for 6 years, I have always said, let's make the teen center better. We need to have a teen center that we can be proud of. We need to have a skate park that we can be proud of. If this were baseball that we were talking about, it would be a no-brainer. The money would be found. And every time it comes to the fields, we laser them. They're flattened. It's taken care of. We need to do this for the teens at the teen center as well. And I think we can find the money, and I think it needs to be done right. And instead of piecemealing it again, let's have a great skate park. Let's have a great teen center for a change. For the past 50 years, that teen center has been an embarrassment, really. And let's have a great teen center. And let's have those kids be proud to go there and want to go there. That's my feeling. We're doing a big renovation on this park, and let's not just get by on doing that again to the teen center. That's my feeling. Let's spend the money on the teen center for a change. That's how I feel. I say option 3.
Chair, can I make a comment just about the budget? Just as a reminder and for context for the commission. So the council has set aside already about $8 million in reserves for this project. So just keep in mind that's for the renovations to the ball fields and for the teen center and teen plaza. So we had estimated around $4 million-ish for this entire project, including the building. And based on the rough estimates that we've received for the building, we're right around that area. With up to option 3. Yes. You're in the ballpark.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Before we go to Dave, what did you, Linnea, what did you say was staff's recommendation?
So
Did you say?
what did I say for
Yes.
staff recommendations? So first I met with our current full-time staff that is made up of all of us who've kind of come up in the town and in the rec staff and all touched the teen center at some point. So with that staff, I believe we ended up 3-2 in favor of option 2. And then I went in front of the current teen center staff. They had a teen center staff meeting with the coordinator there as well. And their option was 4-2 with Ally's input as well, for option 3. So we're very close.
You're split.
Yes.
They were split.
Okay.
With the current staff favoring the option 3 and the more historic people who've been here for a while.
Okay, great, thank you. Dave? I will follow.
Chance to rebut anything you have to say?
Of course.
You can rebut each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, here I go again.
Yeah.
My thing that we've been talking about for more than 6 years, we've been talking about renovating the teen center for 20 years. And in all those years, all the discussions have been about redoing the teen center in a way that is good for teens, as Julie is saying. And throughout that time, throughout the discussions, many different committees up here on TV, we've talked about the priority of redoing the skate park to make it into what skaters want to actually skate on, and making the teen center something we can be proud of. And in all those discussions, consistently, it has been, with the exception of Chris and a couple of individuals, throughout the time, we've talked about the importance of keeping that play area, not the basketball court, but it's a play area. It's used for hundreds of things, not just basketball. Keeping that area intact for the teen center to use as a play area. There was a survey done. So if I went and talked to the staff, I could probably get them on my side. I could probably explain all the reasons why and get a 6-0 vote for one of the options. So the most recent discussion of 4-2 with these people, to me, is kind of like a last effort to get some support for 3, when this entire time, we did a survey of teens. I think it was before you or right when you started?
I think they
Do you
did
still
some
have that,
before.
Linnea? Were you able to pull that data?
Yeah, it was, oh, shoot.
So we did a survey
We did-
on this
we did.
exact topic, and the teens were overwhelmingly in support of keeping the skate park the size it is. They wanted to
Yes.
redo it, and so do I, but they wanted to keep it the same as. Then we did a survey of staff
Yeah.
at that time, and overwhelmingly the staff said, no, don't increase the skate park. We need this area for play, for all the things we do up here. In this very room, a council member had 30 or 40 kids and tried to do an anecdotal, hey, don't you guys want a skate park? Raise your hand if you want a bigger skate park. And 2 out of the 40 kids raised their hands. And now all of a sudden, after all these years, and it's no disrespect to Chris, I love skating, but this isn't about skateboarding versus basketball. It's about skateboarding versus everything else that happens up there, okay? All the things. This where the extra space is, it doesn't matter where the extra space is, whether it's on the left side, the north side, the south side, it's total square footage for kids to mess around. I don't understand, oh, I'll go one point at a time, okay. So one of the things in the subcommittee that I said was, now I am reasonable, if someone can tell me that there's a specific trick or a specific run up to rails or whatever, that the 18 inches, whatever it was on number, the difference between 1 and 2, I strongly believe, and there's a majority of people for all these years who said, don't take away the play area, don't increase the skate park. During the subcommittee meeting, I did say, because there were no square footage, I couldn't tell, I said, I'm a reasonable person, if you need to take, if there's some reason why you need something for a trick or whatever, I could see moving, going to 2. If that's only 18 inches or 2 feet or something very, very small, then I'm a reasonable person. I said that out loud, and I still am open to that. But generally speaking, option 3 takes away all that space and basically builds this into a skate park. It's no longer a teen center. It's a skate park with a basketball court. And the basketball court is the only thing out there. There's no other space to do anything. If a basketball game is going on, it's going to take 100% of the space. You got nothing on the sides, nothing else to do. Right now, you can still have kids screwing around out there, messing around while a basketball game is going on all over the place. So to take that away and to make it just the basketball court only is absolutely against everything we have done for the last 10 years. The anecdote about the coffee shop holds true with all 3 of these. What they said was, if you have a nice skate park, we'll come up and go on that skate park. That's what they're saying. They didn't say they have to make it bigger. There's a very small minority of individuals in this town who want to make this thing bigger. 95% of the rest of the people have no desire to do that. They want a player. This is a teen center. It's not just the skate park. I don't think money is a factor in this at all. I think that the 3 options are so close that the big order of magnitude is good enough. They're basically all the same. They're all the same cost. The total cost to do all 3 of these is going to be so close. This is really about just simply what is best for the most teens. And most teens who go to the teen center are not skaters. The percentage of people who go there, it's a very small percentage, but we're going to take all that space away. The subcommittee voted 4-1 to not take space away. That was it's not option 2, because option 2 takes space away. It was really option 1, but with a concrete court so that we don't have to read, so there aren't cracks in it every 2 years from the sun. It was really just making a quality play space. You also talk about drawing older people. The bigger and better the skate park is, the more you're drawing 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds also. We're trying to draw teens here. We can redo the skate park. Give the experts the $1 million that the council said they're basically putting toward the skate park and say, with the space you have, make it the best you can. If it was lame last time, which, you know, you kind of hear both things. It was great. People used it forever until it wore out, right? Well, it can't be a bad design and be great and be worn out at the same time. It was one or the other, but that's beside the point, I guess. But to go against, to basically, this is a permanent decision. This is forever. And we're letting a very, very small minority of people dictate for thousands of kids for the next 30 years. We don't get opportunities to make very many decisions at this dais that are this impactful. And I feel passionately that this is not what is best for the vast majority of teens and for the teen center. And I think if we do 3 or even take any space away, we're going against the majority of people and succumbing to a very small minority. And I just don't want to see it happen. Let me see if there's anything else.
I had a question.
I think that's pretty much it.
Dave, you've been here a while. You mentioned not wanting to bring 25-year-olds here. Is the skate park designed to be for teens, or is it designed to be a community skate park? And that's a question, because I wasn't here years ago when it was. I understand it's located in the Teen Plaza and in this area, but is do we not want to draw those, you know, younger college students? I don't know. What was the original? Do you know?
I don't know the design, because even though I skated as a kid, I wasn't
Right.
like a skate park skater. I was
Yeah.
a street,
Gotcha.
you know, I wasn't very good, but I still did a lot. But I got out of the design part because I didn't want to stick my nose in an area I didn't know. But I do know that there is concern, there is constant concern about our 14 and 15, 16-year-old girls who are up there.
Gotcha.
And so I believe there was discussion at the time about, can we carve out some time when the teen center isn't open to allow adults to use it? I think that was a discussion at the
Okay.
time, but it's open pretty much
Right.
a lot of the, you know,
Okay.
so it would have to be early in the morning. So if we are trying to draw adults to this, and based on my experience working at that teen center, you don't want 30-year-old men 10 feet away from teenage girls. It's a bad idea.
And David, and I see your passion for it, how often is basketball played there at the teen center to where it takes away from playtime, you're saying? Because I just knew it as like when they have the basketball league.
I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, the actual full court games are not very common at all. But when a kid is bored up there, they grab a basketball and they go start shooting around. There's 2 or 3 kids shooting around just out of boredom pretty much all the time. But you could tell me that we're not putting basketball hoops out there, and I would still be making this same argument about the space. This is about, you need the space for kids to be outside. They don't want to be inside. They want to be out. They want to be away.
I hope they want to be in our new teen
Yeah,
center.
no, what I mean is, like, it's still inside. It's still
Right.
where the rec
I
leaders
gotcha.
are. It's like, you know, you
a
can't.
little more freedom
Yeah, you
outside.
can't scream
Yeah.
in there because people say be quiet, you're inside. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you need that outdoor space for the teens. So I think this actually, like, my arguments in favor of keeping the space that big actually still align with you, Julie. Like, you want the best space for the teens, and I believe that the best thing for the teens is actually to let the space remain the same and let the experts design the best skate park they can with the space that they have.
I mean, what I'm wanting is, I just want this entire area to be done. You know, I mean, I want the teen center building to be the best it can be. I want that outdoor space the best it can be. I want us to do a bang-up job on that whole thing and not go in and do this piecemeal thing that we always seem to do. And, you know, yeah, I don't want men there either, you know, skating with the, you know, the girls, you know, doing that. But I don't want us to give the teens another, like, here you go, we're just gonna slap some paint on the building and move on again.
I don't think any of the options do that, though.
You know, I don't want to do that, but when I go by and see it now, you know, I don't see like the basketball taking over, or you don't see like so much of the play area or game things set up. So I didn't know why it is that they can't intermingle, you know, somebody playing, you know, pickup basketball, and then the kids out there hanging out together and doing stuff and coming together, and the skaters doing their thing, you know, and let's have a great skate park. And I know, you know, you've worked there, and have that experience. You know, you have a lot more experience with it. My thing is, I just want to not cut the teens out. I want them to have a nice space.
Linnea, we heard Ally's opinion. Would you be willing to give yours? Because if I'm saying things that you disagree with, I want to know.
Well,
How about my opinion first?
okay.
And I also have to read Commissioner Watson's.
Let's hear hers, and then I'll go right after that one.
If you
and
don't
then
mind.
Dave can rebut anything he'd like.
Okay, so I said, do you have any feedback on the options for the teen center? And she said, well, obviously, if money were no object, then number 3 looks awesome. But 400K is a big difference on 1.2 million, parentheses 33%. So I think it needs to be option 1. She said, I will also defer to Dave and Bob on this, since that is their committee, and they would trust me on aquatics. But Dave and Bob maybe have different opinions. That's what she said.
We might. Okay. I agree with almost everything Dave said. I feel personally that option 2 gives a little bit of both. There's a give and take there. And I don't think it's a lot of take. It's making a little larger skate park. It's taking a little bit of the play area away, but not all of it that option 3 does. So, again, my opinion is it's option 2 because everything is redone in option 2. Where in option 1, as it is stated here, everything is not redone because you're putting asphalt, you're not putting the concrete in, you're not doing all of that. So as they're stated, between 1, 2, and 3, my selection is 2 because it's giving and taking a little bit from each.
So Bob, you were the no vote in the subcommittee. It was 4-1 and you were the no. Your no was because you were trying to compromise, allow a little bit? Your no wasn't because you were in favor of 3?
Correct.
Your no was because you wanted a straight up 2.
I wanted to see compromise.
You wanted to see a straight up 2 because it did give a little bit of space to the skateboard idea.
That
to
is
expanding.
absolutely correct.
And I asked in the subcommittee, what does the skate park gain? What do we gain a rail? Do we gain is there something that, you know, does taking this 442 square feet, is there a purpose for it?
You did ask that, that's
and,
correct.
And no one knew the answer.
We did not get that answer.
Yeah, and so, I mean, if I
got only-
agree, if someone said, then we can do this real cool thing that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise, that would, you know,
Yeah,
maybe sway me.
but
But
we
3
did-
is, for me, is just,
it was obviously, I've always wanted to help out and do something with with the skate park. I just didn't want to not do it. I don't want to do one because basically we're going to get the same thing we have. And I don't want to spend money on the same thing we have.
Well, and we have concrete at the rec park, basketball courts. It's just, let's have concrete. It's just so much better than blacktop.
If we can get that answer, what can be added with that 480, is that what you said, 480 square feet
With two?
for two?
Somehow the skate park's increasing by more than the
Yeah,
play area is
how-
decreasing.
how
I
are
don't know
we-
where there's.
I was
where there's
wondering
extra
why
square
wasn't
feet are coming
exactly
from.
the same. We're losing
Maybe it's coming from the
442,
parking lot.
You're talking the difference between 442 and 560.
560 now. I
On the
thought it was
second-
480. I want, it was so,
557, the skate park would increase in option 3 by 557, and in option 2 by 480.
480, but the court is reducing by 442.
Right.
In option
And I
two.
believe that
that's what I
difference,
said, so 480 and 442. So
Yes.
why the,
there's the option, I think they're considering that entrance area, how that's opening up there as part of the square footage that is being added to the skate park.
Right.
And that's my understanding when I was in a presentation with the skate park subcontractor, is the flow that allows into a skate park as just the extra speed that you can get is important for skaters.
Now, I know I'm really going to push Dave on this one,
Okay.
but I do think it's important to share the consultant's feedback. So would you be willing to share
Well-
that? What were their recommendations?
The consultant?
Yes.
Well, they want option 3 because
The skateboard consultant.
MIG,
He's the skateboard consultant.
well, MIG is the
No, but they hired a
renovation.
skateboard person.
And then they hired a skate park subcontractor, which is common if you have a
Yeah,
project
but
like
he's
this.
gonna advocate for skate park.
Well, that's his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Not neutral.
right.
now, since I've given my opinion, Dave has asked for Linnea's,
I'll give mine.
if you don't mind.
Yes, that's fine. So my vote has been with option 2. I think that is our one skate park in town, and I do want to give a little bit to the skaters. I have been there when it is full of skaters. Our camp for skaters and classes are growing, and I know there's the interest in town in the skate community. So I do want to see them have a piece of this big renovation in some ways. Obviously, they will get a new skate park, but just to give a little bit to them. And then I'm worried with the option 1 that it's not going to be done to the scale that it should be. Like with option 1, we might be not getting the roll-up doors because of the grading levels. And I really want to see the teen center open up in that way. And I think having that, it adds more open interior, exterior flow so that programming does increase in that way as well. It still has the extra space on the side, so we can put the easy ups. We could put stationary Adirondack chairs if they want to do outdoor seating. Anything like that still has that option there. I do not like in option 3 how it feels like if you're coming up from the parking lot, you are entering right into the basketball court.
That's true.
And I will also tell you guys, it's not just going to be a basketball court, or it's going to be multi-purpose. We'll have different lines depending on what the teens want. That will be after the community feedback portion. I think it's just even from being a teen myself and being at the high school and seeing the levels of you want to sit on the cement blocks and I just think it's important to have it developed to a certain level. And if we keep just the blacktop the way it is, I worry that we're going to have the roll-up bleachers come back again. And just, it's not, this is, how long has it been since we've redone this and how many times do we see our facilities get improved? Like, I really want to touch everything and make sure we're doing it right. And I worry with 1, we're going to lose some of it.
I don't think anyone's in favor of 1
No.
up here, and I don't think anyone was in favor of 1 in the subcommittee, right?
No, I
No.
just know if we do a hybrid option, it might get a little
Right.
misconstrued on what is being put in versus what's not.
Yeah, so the cement, does that address the grading issue? for the roll-up doors?
I
We don't know.
Believe
We
that
just don't have
There
a-
is a grading issue with the roll-up doors.
Oh,
I don't know what that means,
the
because
platform.
right when you step out, it is flat.
It's, if you look at the building, the cement does just
It's, yeah.
slope down.
You mean the court or the cement?
Like the court to the blacktop, so like where those bleachers are on a slant.
Yeah, but the concrete pad is flat.
The concrete pad is flat.
So what I'm saying is, I don't believe that there's a code that says to have the roll-up doors, you have to flatten the court. You just have to have
A
right
platform.
outside the roll-up doors be
platform,
flat. Yeah,
yes.
you just have to have a platform. You don't have to do the whole court. I do not believe that any of these options should, and I've never advocated for making the court flat, because it's never been a regulation court. It's never been, it's okay if it's at a little bit of slant. That's
Right.
not a big deal
Okay.
at all,
And
in my opinion.
option 2 has the extra
Thanks, Lynn.
structural on the south
But
side.
none of the three has leveling the court, though, do they? I don't think any of the three.
It's going to
No.
be leveled because it's demoing the entire site.
Oh, so you're just gonna do it as a matter of course? Because since it's all coming out, you're just gonna throw soil in on the west side and level it out?
It's like it's going to be rebuilt altogether
Oh, okay.
in 2
Shows you
and
what I
3.
know. So all three of them, apparently.
No, not one.
no,
No,
not
not
one.
one.
Two and
One is
three.
keeping,
Got it.
Exactly.
and then
So
just
the other reason why
it
you're
was
anti-one.
it was just patch
Got it.
filler slurry.
Okay.
And we know in the past, anytime it rains, then it cracks and we see
2
soil.
would be leveling, though,
Two's leveling.
as well as 3.
Yes.
And the 442 square feet, are most of those primarily on the south side of the court? Is that just like a strip along the south, the south side?
The 442 is the actual court as it is. So you see the dotted teal and then the larger teal.
Right,
Is the difference.
is the orange dotted, is that?
That's the fence line
current
currently.
So the 442 is being taken away from that south side,
Right.
right?
Yes.
The whole 442 is just this bottom portion here,
Yes.
basically, correct?
Yes.
With a little bit here. So
Little
it's
bit
taking
there.
some off the west as well?
Well, no, so the 442 is the actual court. And
Oh,
then
no,
the
'cause you said that-
480 is the south.
You said the skate park in number 2 was increasing by 480, but the court was decreasing by 442.
Yes, so the 442 is the court. So that's the shift of the size.
But it's decreasing
To
by
this.
442. So it's not what
He's
I'm saying is-
asking where's the decrease?
Yeah.
Where's the decrease? The decrease is the
It's in the
size.
size of
So
the
it
court.
is going, yeah, so it's in length, so you can see where the teal is. It's going up by 3 feet, and then the side is shrinking by 8 feet.
Is there any change to the size of the overall blacktop area?
It's going down by 480 square feet.
The whole so for option 2, the blacktop area goes down 480 feet.
square feet.
Versus okay,
Yeah, which is just the strip. So you can see.
which is the strip on the bottom that we're talking about. Strip,
The little
okay.
strip.
All right, I think we're getting there.
Do you kind of
I think-
understand
I
that?
think we're getting there. But I want to make sure that I heard Dave right. You said that you weren't, I thought I heard you say you weren't into number 1, that nobody wanted number 1. You do want number 1.
I wanted number 1 in the sense of the square footage remaining the
Square
same
footage.
only.
Okay,
But if
now I
number-
got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
only. And even in the subcommittee, I was trying to get the hybrid, which is. a
You
new
want to spend the
court,
money for new
A new
everything.
surface.
New, but keep
Right.
the square
Yeah,
footage the same.
new,
New
as
everything,
new as
okay.
possible,
But keep the square
but
footage
like,
the
why
same.
change if it ain't broke, don't change it. You can fix it or make it new, but rebuild with
What
the
we
same
But-
structure.
That's not one of our options up here, though.
Right, but we were allowed to vote that in subcommittee.
Yes, you can, and
We did a
just
hybrid.
for the record, you don't have to make a unanimous vote. I can take whatever
Okay,
you
you're just gonna-
vote, and
you're
I'll
gonna
share
take
it.
our selection back.
Yes.
Linnea,
Are-
did you have an answer to did you find out if, it's just that there's more run up to get speed?
That's my understanding. I'm bummed because the subcontractor was going to be here tonight, and so to kind of
Because
answer.
the only
it-
way you
Just
need
not
more,
a
the only reason you need more speed is to gain space here. but you don't need this space to gain more speed to go that way.
But it allows more spacing on, like, if you ever go to the skate park when there's a lot of kids in that run area,
It's crowded.
it's crowded. You have to wait on the sides, and then you have less space to run. So even just allowing for a few feet, that's extra space the kids would be sitting on the side. Just allow more run space, more running and less running into each other, more area for skateboards to fly.
Okay, Bob. I'm convinced. You've got me. I'm okay with 2.
And actually,
It's gonna help the skaters. If it's gonna help, if there's a specific reason that helps them, and we can give a little bit, I'm okay with that. I said that in the subcommittee meeting, and I stand by it.
and actually on, well, all the options, the skate area designs are not complete
Correct.
anyway.
They're
Right.
not the actual, so once they have the actual square footage that we're deciding, they will be able to make renderings of options and then go to the community and be like, do you want to see a bowl? Do you want to see which features are important to you?
Right.
Based on what they can fit in there.
Okay.
Mark, anything else? Please.
Thanks. Bob, so I guess, yeah, I didn't really provide my opinion on this, but after listening to everyone who's much more well-educated on this than I am, my only kind of anecdotal point is, like, you know what, my wife and I are working on a house right now, and I'm pushing for some blacktop space. And the more blacktop space you have, the better, because it's flexible, it's useful, right? And I couldn't agree more with Dave's point that when you make it a skate park, it is a skate park, right? And this is flex area, so I strongly agree that having as much flexible area, especially when we don't have that much blacktop area in Rec Park around either, right? It's a very limited resource. So having not just the basketball courts, but this flex area is really beneficial, and I would certainly want to keep it. So I would push for option 2 to the extent that, you know, that works and we can get a new novel site when it's all complete.
But we don't have to be unanimous.
No.
I can stay with my.
Absolutely.
Subcommittee vote.
Absolutely.
Is that actionable? I guess the question on the 1.5 is that actionable, right? I don't know who can answer that.
1.5.
Well,
The hybrid.
the hybrid.
Keeping the square footage the same, but
Option.
making it all new.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, we will bring all feedback, all bullet points. If it's made by a commissioner, obviously, we're going to bring that into the presentation. All commissioners are welcome to attend the meeting on the 17th and provide feedback directly to the council as well.
Is it just like a third-party candidate? Is that kind of what the result is, or is that something that, like, city council would actually
No, the
change
city-
and?
The city council likes to hear public comment. They want the
Okay.
public engaged.
Okay.
You obviously can go.
I'm just curious,
Public
you know, I want
communica-
Dave, what he's thinking about,
Public
I want to make sure
communications.
what he's providing is
Yeah.
something that he can get done, or, you know, it's something that they would actually entertain.
I've always encouraged my commissioners to
Yep.
attend council meetings, give feedback as
But I
residents.
get, but I also, I gotta come off, I trust Linnea so much. That's why I wanted to hear, and
I'm wearing this.
she is there, I mean, she's basically, it's in it
She's
every
what
day,
you,
and no-
she's
Me
what
20
you were, 20 plus, yo.
20 plus, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm good with 2. I'm good with 2.
Yep. So if there's no other feedback, I would like to make a motion that for option 2, just as it stated
In the presentation.
in the presentation. Is there a second?
I second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I
I'll go with
Aye.
aye.
All right, unanimous.
That was 4-0.
4-0 vote.
Linnea, thank you.
Thank you
Your
guys.
presentation was very informative for us. Your opinion
Thank you.
helped out. And Ally, thank you for your opinion also.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have opinions, and,
Yeah.
and we're all allowed to get them and stick them out there. It's not going to make everyone happy. I understand that. But that's why we're
It'll
here.
be great. It'll all be better for the kids.
And that's right. I think everybody's going to win here
Absolutely.
with option 2. And anything else? Any other comments from staff? Since
No,
we don't have any other comments, then
no other comments.
we will adjourn then
To your
to our
regular meeting.
regular scheduled meeting.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.